Let me paint a picture for you. You're 22 years old. You just got your first real paycheck. It's not much, maybe $3,000 a month after taxes. You're scraping by, splitting rent with a roommate who never does the dishes, and driving a car that makes a weird rattling noise every time you turn left. And you tell yourself, man, if I could just make $5,000 a month, I'd be set. I'd save everything. I'd be rich. Flash forward 5 years. You got the promotion. You switched jobs. You are now making that $5,000 a month, maybe even $6,000. But here's the thing. Your bank account balance, it looks exactly the same. Actually, it might be worse. You have a nicer car, sure. The rattling noise is gone. But now you have a $500 monthly payment. You have a nicer apartment, but the rent is double. And that extra money you swore you were going to save, it vanished. If that sounds familiar, you aren't bad with money. You've just been infected by the single biggest wealth killer in existence, and nobody talks about it because it feels good while it's happening.
My name is Indy, and I spend way too much time thinking about why we sabotage our own wallets. If you're someone who feels like you're running on a financial treadmill, working harder, earning more, but never actually getting ahead, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out, because today we are going to break the cycle. Look, we need to talk about lifestyle creep, but not the way you usually hear it. Most people think lifestyle creep is buying a Ferrari when you get a raise. It's not. Here's what most people don't realize. Lifestyle creep isn't a splash, it's a slow leak. It's the $4 coffee becoming the $7 latte. It's the I cook at home becoming I'll just order Uber Eats because I'm tired and I earned it. There is a fascinating psychological concept called the Diderot effect. It's named after the French philosopher Denis Diderot. The story goes that Diderot lived in poverty for most of his life until he sold his library to Catherine the Great for a huge sum. He suddenly had money. So he bought a beautiful scarlet robe. But then he looked around his apartment and realized his old rug looked terrible next to this fancy new robe, so he replaced the rug. Then the chair looked dusty next to the new rug, so he replaced the chair. Within a year, he was broke again. This is exactly what happens to us. We don't upgrade our savings rate when we get a raise. We upgrade our standard of living baseline. And once that baseline moves up, it is incredibly painful to move it back down. This is why you see people making $150,000 a year living paycheck to paycheck. Now, you might be thinking, Indy, come on, just because I buy a nicer car or get a better apartment doesn't mean I'm ruining my financial future. I can afford the payments. Can you? Let's look at the math, because this is where it gets really interesting and honestly a little scary. Let's say you are 25 years old. You get a $5,000 raise. After taxes, let's call it an extra $300 a month in your pocket. Scenario A, you decide you deserve a better car. You lease a new vehicle. That $300 is gone every month. You enjoy the new car smell. It's nice. Scenario B, you pretend that raise never happened. You keep driving your current car. You invest that $300 a month into an S&P 500 index fund with an average 8% return. By the time you are 65, that $300 a month isn't just $144,000, which is the cash you put in. Because of compound interest, that $300 a month grows to roughly $1,054,000. Read that again. The decision to upgrade your car didn't cost you $300 a month. It cost you $1 million. This is the opportunity cost of lifestyle creep. Every dollar you assign to a lifestyle upgrade today is a soldier you are killing before it can go out and conquer territory for your future wealth. Here's the thing. The math is easy. We all know compound interest works, so why don't we do it? It's because of a psychological trigger I call the I deserve it tax. Here's the thing. Look, society tells us that spending is the reward for working. We equate success with consumption. If you get a promotion and you don't buy a nicer watch or move to a nicer neighborhood, people ask you, what are you doing with your money? We are terrified of looking like we are struggling when we are actually succeeding. Let me hit you with a stat that blew my mind. According to the Federal Reserve, the median retirement account balance for families is only about $87,000. That is terrifying. That's not enough to live on for 3 years, let alone 20. Why is it so low? Because every time those families got a raise, they inflated their lifestyle to match it. They ran the treadmill faster, but they stayed in the same spot. Now, I want to pivot specifically to investing because lifestyle creep happens inside your portfolio too, and this is a silent killer. Let's say you do save. You're doing the right thing. You're putting money away, but you're using a managed fund or a financial advisor who charges a 1% fee. You might think, 1%? Indy, that's nothing. I'm happy to pay 1% for expert help. No, you shouldn't be.
Let's go back to our numbers. If you invest $100,000 over 30 years at 7% growth, with 0% fees, you end up with about $761,000. With a 1% fee, you end up with $574,000. That tiny 1% fee ate $187,000 of your wealth. That is nearly 25% of your total earnings gone, just because you didn't pay attention to a small number. Lifestyle creep isn't just about cars and clothes. It's about creeping into lazy financial products because you feel like you can afford to not pay attention. So, how do we fix this? I don't want you to live in a cardboard box and eat beans for the rest of your life. That's not sustainable. Here is the actionable strategy to kill lifestyle creep before it kills your wealth. It's called the 50% raise rule. Here's how it works. Every time you get a raise, a bonus, or a tax refund, you take 50% of it and immediately add it to your automated savings or investments. The other 50%? Blow it. Seriously, guilt-free. Upgrade your car, buy the latte, go on the trip. Why does this work? 1, you still get a reward. You satisfy that psychological need to feel like your hard work paid off. You get to enjoy your life now. 2, you increase your savings rate automatically. If you were saving 10% of your income and you get a raise and save half of it, your overall savings rate just jumped up. 3, you stop the baseline from moving too fast. You are slowing down the Diderot effect. Let's look at a concrete example. You make $4,000 a month and spend $3,600. You save $400 a month. You get a $500 a month raise. New income, $4,500. The old way, you spend the whole $500. Savings stays at $400. Savings rate drops to 8%. The 50% rule way, you save $250, spend $250. New savings, $650 a month. New spending, $3,850 a month. Your lifestyle got better. Your savings got massively better, over a 60% increase. Listen, building wealth isn't about how much you make. It is about how much you keep. We have all heard that cliche, but we ignore it because spending feels like power. But real power is having a FU fund. Real power is knowing that if you lost your job tomorrow, you'd be fine for 2 years. Real power is compounding your money, so your money works harder than you do. Don't let the I deserve it mentality rob you of your freedom. You deserve financial peace more than you deserve a leased BMW. If you're ready to start tracking your money and catching these leaks, I've linked my favorite simple budget template in the description below. And hey, if you found this helpful, click that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And subscribe specifically if you want to see my next video where I break down exactly how to invest that 50% we just saved. Thanks for watching. I'm Indy, and I'll see you in the next one.